Everyone should have a roof over their head. On any given night, more than 1,000 people in Fairfield County don't have one. They're homeless. They're living on the streets. Connecticut is leading the nation in efforts to end chronic homelessness.
When I was 14, Mom died. I stopped going to school. I lost interest in a lot of things. I sold a lot of dope. You know, I did a lot of drinking, did a lot of drugs. I was pretty much, I was out of control. I spent 56 years of my life in addiction. I missed an awful lot. You know, I definitely could have been a better father. My wife was a year younger than me. She was a devout Jehovah's Witness, never cussed, never drank, ever did drugs. 2005 came around, she died, and I lost it again. I just gave myself back to the streets, staying here, staying there, sleeping in the hallway. You tell somebody, well, you know, my daughter come and ask for me, you ain't seen me. You know, and I could be right around the corner or hiding in a little box or something, you know. That's not how you want to live. It's not normal. I got to the point where I just was fed up. I was tired of being tired. But I didn't know how to ask for help. Someone told me to call 211, and I did that. And I talked to a lady named PJ. She came and picked me up. She said, look, I don't like it whatsoever at your age that you're out in the street, in the cold, sleeping in the train station, bus station, and all that. She said, I'm gonna get you a place. I'm gonna find you somewhere, or I'm not going home.
He is just a very special person. I met Willie when he was homeless. I actually was called by the homeless outreach team worker, PJ, and at the time we were doing applications for housing here.
Permanent supportive housing cuts system costs by 70% and helps people reintegrate to become productive community members.
Milestone Apartments, it opened earlier on this year. There's 30 units, they're for 55 and older. The residents have many issues that really needed some intensive case management.
This is my kitchen. This was such a big jump from where I had came from, you know, not having a home, living in shelter, to a place like this. It was like...
Our goal is to get people to self-sufficiency, that they're able to live in their apartments without us and without any services.
Home to me is being able to wake up in the morning and feel secure. You're supposed to have a place to live.
He's one of the best successes of clients. He's an example of how permanent supportive housing should work and does work.
You can't get me out of here. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. This is home. I'm at peace when I come in here.
After years on the streets, Willie is now a valued member of the Milestone Apartments community.
I was living on Deacon Street in Bridgeport. I moved because my landlord took my stuff.
For low-income families, one life event can easily trigger a cycle of homelessness.
I went to a motel. I stayed at the motel for 2 years almost. And a date to 2 years I moved, went to another landlord. She had some issues with her house that I knew nothing about. She went to court to modify her mortgage, I guess, and then 2 weeks later, she came down 4 o'clock in the morning, told me that I need to leave. I started to panic because I'm like, what am I going to do? They can't take my kids from me because if I don't have a place to live, they're going to take my kids. And that's all I kept thinking about, you know, what's going to happen to my children. I called 211, and they referred me to Open Door.
The Fairfield County 211 response system receives more than 18,000 calls a year for housing assistance. More than 12,000 are requests for emergency shelter.
211 is a first contact for someone who's in crisis, and then they bring those folks to case managers to support them. Right now there's about 500 people on a wait list for shelter in Fairfield County, about 250 family members. I think the most heartbreaking story is always when I see families come in. I was leaving one night and I watched a 2-year-old pound on the front door. And it's hard to talk about a 2-year-old knocking on the door of a homeless shelter because they shouldn't ever be knocking on the door of a homeless shelter.
This is where we were for 11 months and a couple of days, right here in this room. My son, he didn't take it very well with us being here. He wanted to be in his own home. He wanted to be in his own bed. He took it very hard. Until today, he doesn't even want to really talk about it. And I said, you know, where you are doesn't depict who you become. Not because we're in a shelter doesn't mean that you can't accomplish anything you put your mind to, you know. So just, this is a journey, as I said. It's when we're passing through, and that journey will end soon. Hi, Kimani. Hi, my baby. Mwah.
The best case situation, when somebody leaves here, they have a new home. They have a job or a part-time job and going to school so that they're working towards a sustainable future in their own home.
95% of Connecticut families who are rehoused do not return to a shelter.
I have a deck, I have a backyard. My kids have their own rooms again. They're very excited about this, very.
After 11 months in the shelter, Ruth and her children moved into their own home, just in time for Thanksgiving.
I'll never, ever be homeless again, never. That's something I promised myself. There's hope, always hope. No matter what the circumstances, as long as you have breath in your body, you have hope.
Near and Far Aid is targeting poverty and changing lives. Be a voice of hope and help us end homelessness in Fairfield County.